Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Bill of Rights and I'm just going to simply be going over the 10 amendments. So, first of all, we have the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech. And this basically is not just speech. This gives us the right to express our religion, assembly, petition, speech, and press. And these categories basically it allows us to protest, release stuff in the newspaper, and speak about issues. And the mnemonic device for this would be RAPS. Next, we have the Second Amendment. So, this gives us the right to bear arms. However, there are exceptions based on each state. Some states do require a license, and then some states are more free with like the use and the like acquiring the guns are like a little bit easier. But yeah, that differs state to state. Third Amendment. So, this is the right to say no to quartering, and quartering is basically the housing of soldiers during a war. And so we have the right to say no to them and not sort of have them stay at our house. The Fourth Amendment is basically the right against unreasonable searches and seizures. So, an unreasonable search and seizure would look like a warrantless search. So, a warrant is basically a document that states what is being searched. And so, it is needed whenever there is a search being conducted. And if evidence is obtained illegally or without a warrant, it cannot be used in court. This is the exclusionary rule. The Fifth Amendment, this gives us the right to due process. So it's a fair procedure that the law enforcement and the individual both abide by. And this basically includes like the Miranda rights, so those being read, and basically a just procedure where one is being um, sort of arrested in like a fair way. And then the right against double jeopardy, which is the retrial for the same crime. So basically, we cannot be, if you are found not guilty for a crime, you cannot be charged again if there is new evidence found that says, like, even if it says that if it explicitly states that you are guilty, once you are found not guilty, you cannot be retried for the same charge. And then we have self incrimination. So that basically ties into the Miranda rights again. You have the right to not self incriminate. So, which basically means you have the right to stay silent. So you don't have to speak to law enforcement. You can have your attorney directly speak to them. Next, we have the Sixth Amendment. This is basically the right to a fair and quick criminal trial, a right to an impartial jury, which ties into like the unanimous jury and like basically all the tests that are conducted and the observations that are made before selecting a jury that makes sure that the jury is 100% just. Also, a right to an attorney that defends you in a case. The Seventh Amendment is it gives us the right to a trial by jury in a civil case. A civil case could be like it's basically an offense that is against an individual and not society, as society would be criminal. But these can be cases like suing, like medical, like with like doctors and stuff. The Eighth Amendment, this is the right against cruel and unusual punishment. So, and also excessive bail. So, this is basically, it states that the punishment should fit the crime. And if somebody commits a small crime, they cannot like get the death penalty. Like, there's sort of a limit to how a person can be punished depending on their crime. The Ninth Amendment is it basically states that the Bill of Rights is not limited to just these powers, so just the previous eight or so powers that I mentioned. The powers that are not listed in this are still given to the people, so there are additional rights above like the eight previous amendments that I mentioned. Lastly, we have the 10th Amendment, and this basically states that the powers that are not given to the federal government are given to the state government. So this could be like education. So each state has sort of their own way of like testing students, like NJGPA that does not function in every state. So that's like something that the state government determines. And then licenses, like like the same license does not work in each state. Like different states have different licenses depending on like their rules and regulations. And yeah, that's all. Basically, the purpose of the Bill of Rights was to give not too much power to the federal government and give more power to the people. And so yeah, these are the 10 amendments. So I hope you guys learned something. Thank you for watching. Bye.